Shields up, Ironbreakers. Rurikhan here coming at you with another edition of the Comms Cast. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Dauntless. So it's been a week and a couple of days since the official launch of Dauntless, where the game launched on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And it had full cross-play, cross-platform progression, which is an extremely important feature for me because I play with some friends that only play on PS4. I have other friends that only play on PC. There's some of the Ironbreakers that play on Xbox One, and just having a game where you can kind of like get everybody together is something that doesn't happen all that often. As a matter of fact, I wish that this set of features would just be standard on every video game moving forward, with the exception potentially of like really heavy PvP intense games that maybe involve shooting, because keyboard and mouse are always going to be better for that. But I mean, PvE focused games like Dauntless is perfect for cross-play, cross-platform, all of that stuff. It's just been a feature that I really have been using because I play on the PC in the office, PS4 at home. I have my friends that only play on PS4. I can play with them. I can progress on the PC side of things and have that progression be reflected on PS4. It's just friggin' awesome. But anyway, I've seen a lot of people actually ask me throughout my videos. Naturally, we've been working on the weapon tease videos for Monster Hunter World Iceborne, and I've seen a lot of people asking me there, Rurikhan, you know that Dauntless is launched? And I'm like, have people not seen the two videos that I've made about Dauntless, where I talked about my initial impressions of the launch of Dauntless, as well as the beginner tips video that I did for people just starting out on Dauntless? And I've been wanting to do more tips videos. It's just I really wanted to get enough experience so that I could tell you guys about the weapons, because the weapons are a little bit different now with modifiers to their special attacks, as well as just different modifiers that make the weapon function in different ways. Like one of my favorite new things that I figured out the first time that I equipped an axe is the new special, which you guys will probably be watching in the background footage, which is basically your character just like he literally throws the axe, but the axe doesn't necessarily like come back. The axe becomes an item that is actually separated from your character, and you need to go and you need to pick it back up. It's a mechanic similar to, I believe, a character in League of Legends, which is Draven, where he throws like his blades and then the blades start spinning and they come back to your character. And you can do the same thing with the axe. The thing is, if you happen to miss with the axe, it's gonna go really far away, and then you have to run all that way to go pick up your axe. You literally lose your weapon while you don't pick up your axe. It's actually really awesome. Sometimes it gets a little bit glitchy, and your axe doesn't work all that well when it gets glitchy, because the game is still version 0.81, I think. So it's not actually, even though it's full release, it's not actually version 1.0. So it's still got a couple of bugs in there, but either way, it's been some of the most fun I've had with a weapon in a game like this in a good long while. Like just being able to imagine just throwing your weapon at a monster and the weapon actually becoming a physical item that goes away, and you have a mechanic to go pick it back up. But to make up for it, that attack can deal serious damage. Like I've seen that thing do upwards of like 5,000, 7,000 damage in some hits. It's insane because, they separate the damage types and all of that stuff. But anyway, I will be getting back into doing tips videos for Dauntless, specifically with the weapons, but most likely the next video that I do is going to be around the build that I've made. It is, however, an endgame build, because since we last spoke, I completed the Hunt Pass all the way up until level 50. I've killed every behemoth in the game. I've upgraded a bunch of sets to plus 10. I've played with hammer, played with axe. I'm currently dabbling a little bit in sword as well, but I'm still learning the ins and outs of how to really dish out as much deeps as possible with the sword. It's been one hell of a ride, and I cannot recommend people try this game enough. And I know that there's that whole thing about this being an Epic Store exclusive, and people hate Epic Store, and it's like, there's nothing I can do about that. What I can tell you is that there's a really fun game here. If you want to punish the developers because they went with the Epic Store, that is your prerogative. I am not censoring you for it. I'm not like judging you for it. I think that if that's how you feel, that is how you feel. I'm just trying to tell you that at the end of the day, this game is really fun, and it's been made by this development team that is actually not related to Epic, because I've actually seen people say stuff like, oh, it's the Epic Games version of Monster Hunter, and I'm like, Epic Games are not the ones developing this video game. It's a small studio called Phoenix Labs from Canada. I know this because I actually spoke with them really early on the development of Dauntless because I've been interested in Dauntless pretty much since it was announced. I think it was 2017 at the Game Awards, or was it 2016? I actually don't remember. It's been announced a good long while. Like, this game has been announced. It was actually announced before Monster Hunter World, which is another thing that I see that, oh, it's the Monster Hunter World ripoff. This game was announced before Monster Hunter World. Another thing that I've heard a lot of people say is that, why would you play this game when you can play Monster Hunter World? And it's one of those things. It's good to have options. Every now and then, you might check this out. Or maybe like me, you've done everything there is to do in Monster Hunter World. And, you know, what are you going to do? You're going to go into Monster Hunter World and just grind for no particular reason? Like, sure, I'll help out friends and stuff like that. But apart from that, I currently don't have that much reason to go back into Monster Hunter World because all of the events have come out. I've done all of the event armors. I've done all of the stuff that was to do there. So, you know, I'm looking for something new to have fun until Iceborne comes out. And Dauntless just completely scratches that itch. And it's been friggin' amazing. And again, I cannot recommend enough. It's like, if you want to not play it because of the epic thing, again, that is your prerogative. But other than that, it is a super solid experience. Now, another thing that I want to talk about was the free-to-play aspect of it, because as you guys know, I don't really do that much free-to-play games. Usually, I prefer retail experiences. I've mentioned as much in my initial impressions video. So, some of you guys might be wondering, okay, so Rurikhan, so what is the catch, the free-to-play catch of Dauntless? What is the deal with it? Well, I already spoke to you guys about the Hunt Pass, which is one of the catches of this game being a free-to-play game, which is using very much a business model that I believe is similar to Fortnite, because at the end of the day, I don't know that much about Fortnite, but I keep seeing like, oh, Season 7, Season 8, I think it's in Season 9 or whatever it is right now, Fortnite, and it gives you a bunch of like cosmetic stuff. It gives you some stuff, I guess in Fortnite it won't affect gameplay, but in this game it does. It does give you things that affect gameplay. Like I've mentioned in the past, the 50% mastery experience to me, I think is a big deal. Bonus loot at the end of every hunt also speeds up how fast you can get parts from monsters. And trust me, there are some parts in this game that are a pain in the ass to get, even if you manage to get the break every single time. Shroud's legs, I'm looking at you. Those of you guys who know about Shroud's legs, you guys know the struggle, because basically just last night I was in there, I think I must have murdered like 20 of them bastards, and every single time I broke both legs, and I only got the friggin' part like 6 times or something like that, which is insane. Because it's hard enough to break the legs, to actually break the legs and then not get the part, it was insane. So every now and then, you know, you're not going to get the parts that you want, and having that bonus loot at the end is going to significantly improve your experience, as well as the cosmetics. So it's like, if you're looking to get invested into this, the Hunt Pass is the only thing that I can really say you should definitely get that. If you get one thing. If you don't want to get anything, don't get anything, but just try it out. Without the Hunt Pass, without anything, there's still rewards to be had through the Hunt Pass on the basic level, and you can still do pretty much everything that I've done without the Hunt Pass. It will just take you longer. That's the thing. It will take you longer. Now, the other thing that I would like to bring up is, and this, in my opinion, is the biggest free-to-play thing of Dauntless, is the middleman. And this is going to be very frustrating for a lot of people. It's definitely been extremely frustrating for me, because the way that this game works is you set up your loadouts, you craft your armor, and then you have this system which is called cells. I talked about these last time, which are the, whatchamacallit, they're like the decorations in Monster Hunter World. They're like gems in Diablo. You put them in the sockets, and they increase your effectiveness in battle. As you guys can see, you have your perks here. These are pretty much the skills that you get. This is one of the sets that I'll want to talk about in a future video. But anyway, the whole thing here is these cells are going to increase the skills that you can have here in your perks. And naturally, having higher level skills is going to make it so that you deal more damage. So you're going to need these cells that you see right here, like Overpower Cell, Iceborne Cell, another Overpower Cell, and you get these cells by completing certain steps in your mastery. So if you go to your mastery system here, you'll notice that if you go to rewards, if you achieve Slayer level 3, you get a bronze, a Slayer core, another bronze. Eventually you get silver Slayer cores. Eventually you get like golden ones, I think. I'm not sure what level you need to be golden. Same thing for behemoths, which is this system where you have to do a bunch of different tasks in order to get these. But as you get these cores here, you're going to start earning those cells. And they're going to come in 3 different types. So if I go to my cells here, you will notice that we have the epic cells, the rare cells, and the common cells, I guess. I don't know. It's the green, blue, and purple. And what's going to happen is the green ones are going to give you +1 to a skill. The blue ones are going to give you +2. And the epic ones are going to give you +3. Naturally, you want to have the epic ones because +3 is like a really good number because the skills cap at +6. And gear pieces will bring their own +3 to a specific skill. And that's how you kind of start doing builds. You mix match the skills that are coming on your gear with the skills that you can get out of these cells. So naturally having a +3 is the only way that you're going to be able to max out the number of skills that you want for your particular build to really min-max. And the way that this is going to work is you're going to be able to combine these cells. So say for instance I have three acidic cells +2. If I combine 2 of these, I'm going to get a +3 acidic cell. And you can kind of like predict what cells you are going to get by doing that. You combine 2 of each and you get a higher level version of the cell that you've combined. So as you can imagine, you're like, oh, that's actually really good because you can just like get exactly the stuff that you want. So it reduces the randomness a little bit. The ones that you are getting out of the core, those are random, but how you upgrade them is not random. You can decide, no, I want this specific cell. And if you have that particular cell, you can upgrade it into the next level. And that's where the middleman comes in. As you can see, we have these 3 slots here. I actually can't show you right now how it works, but basically each of these slots you can combine 2 cells, and then it's going to take a certain amount of time to do that combination. That is where the free-to-play aspect comes in. As you guys can see, I have a cell processing here that is going to take 20 hours and 2 minutes. Then I have another one that is going to take 23 hours and 53 minutes. And then I have another one that's going to take 54 minutes. So basically, once you put your cells in here, you have to wait. And waiting is not fun. And for starters, when you actually begin the game, if you don't buy any microtransactions, if you don't do anything, you don't even have 3 of these things. You have 1. I actually already bought a bunch of platinum because I've been enjoying the game a lot, and I unlocked the 2 additional slots so that I could be more efficient with my melding, so that I would be able to further advance my builds because I do want to, make build videos and stuff like that. So I was going to need that. And on top of that, I've actually shelled out some more for these ace chips that allow you to basically bypass the waiting period. So like if I was to pay 20 of these ace chips, I bypass the waiting period. And that is, again, it's one of those free-to-play games things that is extremely frustrating because when you're working towards a set, right? You're like, no, I need these skills. And you look and you're like, oh, I have the cells. I just got to upgrade them. And you put them in there. And then the game tells you, okay, come back in 2 days. And it's like, but I need it now. I'm working on the set now. In 2 days, I'll be working on a different set. And I want to make sure that people understand I'm not complaining about them doing this because at the end of the day, it is a free-to-play game. They got to make money somehow. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to respect that. It's just one of those things that this is probably the biggest free-to-play aspect of Dauntless is this. Because when it comes to you getting additional materials with the Hunt Pass, that's convenient, it's great, it's good, you get stuff faster, but at the end of the day, what's going to happen if you don't get the material that you want? You queue up and you go again, and eventually it will drop. It always drops eventually if you queue up enough times, right? However, with these cells, there is no you queue up and do it again. It's like you put the cell in there and you wait. And if you're someone like me that's extremely impatient, this system is extremely frustrating. Because it's just like, I just need my cells. I need my cells. I need them now. I need to put them on my sets, and I need to, go hunt some behemoths so that I can then get more cells and make different sets with different weapons and keep having fun. That's the way that I feel. But either way, I just wanted to do this video to update you on the whole thing. I've been pretty much playing this game non-stop since it came out. Like every single bit of free time that I have, I've been playing Dauntless. Sometimes I don't even stream it. I'm just like, no, dude, I just want to friggin' play. And I just play. I should be streaming. I really should. I've been streaming it a lot on Twitch as well. But there's been a lot of times that I didn't even stream. I just friggin' play the game. that's how much fun I've been having with it. I'm still learning a lot of the weapons, but I will probably be having tips videos for newcomers to Dauntless, particularly on the axe and the hammer, which are the two weapons that I've played the most. So I'll be having those soon, as well as I'll be doing a video potentially for more advanced players, which is the build that I have right here. This particular build is super solid, and I'll tell you guys why. It is it's so much fun to play this build. This was the build that I've been working towards for quite some time now, and now that the build is pretty much complete, I'm just missing like one cell. See, that's what I mean. I'm just waiting on that guy right there to process the final cell to finish this build, because I'm not giving you any more ace chips, middleman. You're not getting any more out of me, okay? I will be in a suboptimal set until you process those friggin' cells, okay? You've had quite a few ace chips from me. That's enough. But yeah, you guys, it's been great fun. I do advise you guys to just check it out for yourselves, see what you think about it. Let me know in the comment section down below if you are playing it, what weapon you are playing, what behemoth is your wall. My wall last night was Shroud. I thought Rezakiri was actually really easy. The very first time that I fought Rezakiri, I was like, he's not that hard. Like, compared to some of the other behemoths you fight to get there, like, Naizaga is harder than Rezakiri. Rezakiri is a bit of a pushover. I was actually a bit disappointed. I was like, oh man, the final two behemoths, Rezakiri and Shroud. And Rezakiri is a bit of a pushover. You just go in there and you beat his face. Not that hard. At least from my experience, and as an axe user, he felt significantly easier. But either way, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit it up with a like. If you didn't enjoy the video, hit it up with a dislike. Remember, subscribe, notifications, so that you actually are notified to my videos, so that you don't go into my other videos like, hey, Rurikhan, you know about this game called Dauntless? And I'm like, yeah, you know about the 2 videos that I already did on it? I guess YouTube didn't tell you about those, huh? But yeah, expect to see more Dauntless coverage in the channel moving forward. And yeah, you guys, stay strong, and may your shields never break.